Light that spark, Fire Nation. JLD here, and welcome to Entrepreneurs on Fire, brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals with great shows like DTC Pod. Today, we're pulling a classic episode from the archives, and we'll be breaking down 400% over 4 years of coaching. To drop these value bombs, I brought Clay Clark into EO Fire Studios. Clay is a former U.S. SBA Entrepreneur of the Year, founder of 6 multi-million-dollar companies, a Forbes contributor, author of 13 books, and so much more. In today's Value Bombs, Fire Nation, we all have good ideas. The problem is that most companies don't know how to identify and adapt the best ideas to their business. And people who will not give you references and testimonials are the people you want to be worried about, and so much more. Clay, say what's up to Fire Nation and share something that you believe about becoming successful that most people disagree with.
Fire Nation, what's up? Hey, my name's Clay Clark, and one thing I believe that most people don't believe is I believe that achieving financial success in the world of business is very easy to do in a capitalistic society. I think it's very easy to do, and it's not complicated.
Well, Fire Nation, we're going to be talking step by step today on how to create a time and financial freedom creating business now, not tomorrow, but now. And per usual, if you've listened to some of these past episodes, Clay always brings on one of his clients, and we get to talk through the kind of changes, the kind of improvements, the kind of adjustments and pivots and just awesomeness that Clay's helped his clients create over time. And today we have Ryan, and I want to talk to Ryan first. So Ryan, we will start with you today. How did you first hear about Clay Clark and his business growth coaching?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this episode. I had a couple of friends in Oklahoma City, where I'm from, that had seen some real significant success in their business. And I got super curious because I saw them buying new things, houses, cars, all these things. And even one of them sending me pictures of these large checks that he was getting from his customers. And so I said, hey, what are you guys doing? What's happening here? And they said, well, there's this conference. You need to go to the Thrivetime conference, and you have to meet this guy named Clay Clark. And so I got online and did a little bit of research, right, and decided, yeah, I think I need to go to this conference. And after going to the 2-day conference, I knew that that Clay had the systems in place that he could coach me and teach me. And I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's go for it.
Let's go for it. And again, Fire Nation, as I mentioned in the introduction, Ryan Wells of Flow Photography. So you already kind of mentioned where you're from. Maybe go into a little more detail about that. But tell us a little bit about your business as well, so we can get a sense of what it is that you do.
Yeah. So a few years ago, we started a company called Flow Real Estate Photography. And from the name, you can tell we take pictures of houses for sale. So, it doesn't matter really what city that you're living in. You see these real estate signs all over the place, and people aren't just driving by looking at houses anymore. Most searches happen online, and so we provide the photos that go online that helps realtors and home builders sell houses.
Fire Nation, you can tell that Ryan is not a rookie when it comes to explaining what he does and who he serves, and I think some of that probably has to do with the value and the coaching that Clay's been providing with him over time. So I kind of want to move on to you for a second here, Clay, because you've taken Ryan through 8 steps that resulted in increasing the size of his business, not 1x, not 2x, not 4x. We're talking 5 flippin' X, Fire Nation. Clay, what the heck are those steps?
Well, again, going back to my initial controversial statement, I believe that growing a business is very successful, or building a very successful business is very easy. It's very easy to grow a successful business as long as you're following a proven plan and you adhere to a step-by-step system. And so with Ryan, with any client I work with, okay, I do a 4-point assessment. It's called a 13-point assessment, but I'm just telling you the big four things I look for that are like a no-go zone. So if you're listening out here today, I will not take on a client if you don't meet the following 4 criteria. It's called a 13-point assessment. I do, but I'm looking for these 4 criteria. One, I'm looking for, does the client actually solve a problem that people on the planet Earth want to have solved? I mean, real estate agents everywhere are looking for photography, videography, drone, 3D tours. And so yes. Second is the client able to actually solve the problem? They're not just pointing out a problem. Can they solve it? And Ryan had already provided world-class photography, videography, 3D tour before I met him. The third is it scalable? Because if it's not scalable, I mean, if someone reached out to me and they say, I am a butter sculptor. That's what I do. I sculpt things out of butter. It's amazing. It just requires thousands of dollars of butter, and it requires a large fridge, and I'm the only one who can do it. I would say that's probably not a business, but that's exciting. It's a hobby. And then the final thing is the financial aspect of the business. Is the business financially viable? And so Ryan checked all those boxes, and I thought, okay, let's do it. So we start with step one. So step one is Ryan scheduled a 13-point assessment, which requires me to be, or the client, if you're listening out there today, it requires you being stuck on the phone with me for about 30 minutes to an hour, where I hit you with a barrage of questions. And most of the people that do a 13-point assessment tell me that particular 13-point assessment is actually life-changing in and of itself. Because I'll ask questions like, do you have a call script in place when the phone rings? Is there a system for that? Do you have a script in place for gathering objective reviews after the service is provided? Do you have your key performance indicators? Do you have, and a lot of people just, I no. So it started with that initial 13-point assessment. And what we do, JLD, is after we determine all these problems, I mean, we leave the meeting with, I would say, 100, it's on average 20-something pages of action steps. We have to turn that goal into a deadline. So Napoleon Hill once said, a goal is a dream with a deadline. Napoleon Hill. I named my son after Napoleon Hill, the best-selling author of Think and Grow Rich, because it made such a mark on my life. So I tell the client, and this is all part of the assessment, I say, if we work together, it's month to month, okay? It's $1,700 a month, so it's month to month, but I don't want to waste your time or my time, but this is what we have to do. Are we committed to doing it? And Ryan, step one, he said, yeah, I am committed to doing it. So that's my first step, is we do that 13-point assessment to see if somebody is, in fact, a potentially a scalable business. So if you're out there today and you carve sculptures out of butter, I respect the game, but I can't help you.
Now, one thing that I've always admired about you is you actually limit the amount of clients you work with to 160. Why do you keep it at 160?
Well, it's really interesting, but I have a house. It's a great house. And by the way, I saw one of our listeners sent me a YouTube video of your home in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure how current that video is, but you live in a beautiful home. I live in a beautiful home. You're committed to one woman. I'm committed to one woman. And you kind of look at your life and you go, if life is about accumulating stuff that I don't need to impress people I don't know if that's the life I want to live. I don't know if I want to buy things that I don't need to impress people I don't know. So when you have your house paid off, right, and you have all the things you need, what more do you need to succeed? And I determined I have 5 kids, and I should probably know who they are. So last night in my living room, I was talking to my daughter about the book of Revelation. We were talking about Revelation chapter 6. We had a great conversation about that. We had a great conversation about the book of Daniel last night. We had a great conversation about Matthew. She's 18 years old, and my son is 16 years old. We had a great conversation about his landscaping business. I don't think my son recognized that it gets to be 105 degrees in Oklahoma every day during the month of July. And so he has this landscaping business with 15 clients. And he's like, Dad, I don't think I want any more than 15 clients. And so, I just know with 160 clients, JLD, I can be responsive. Ryan can call me, text me. If he has a question, I'm available for him. But when we get beyond 160 clients, although we have multiple coaches that work with the client, I can't be responsive beyond that. And I never want to be a business where you have to call the 1-800 number and press 7 to be connected to a member of our team. I never want to be that guy. I want to be the guy where you text me and I call you back.
So Clay, I want to put you on the spot here for a second. I think you're pretty good at this kind of stuff, but you've done a lot for Ryan's business. I mean, you've increased it by 5x. What's one thing that you did that we can get specific about that you're just really like, that was cool. Like we did this one thing and it really just made an impact.
And Ryan can attack me and say, you're 100% wrong, buddy. But I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is a highly optimized website that was booming with traffic, if a 10 is like you're getting web leads all day and a 0 is like no web leads, I feel like you were in the 1 or 2 range.
Correct.
I think you had almost 0 leads or very few leads. And I feel like this week, how many web leads did you get this week? Do you think?
21.
21.
Oof,
so he went from 0 inbound leads to 21. So, and then the second thing is his business was successful because he and his wife put in a lot of work, and it was successful. Check this out. Someone should write this down and put it on a t-shirt. His business was successful because his life was stressful. Someone should write that down. His business was successful because his life was stressful. Meaning he worked all the time. And this guy worked. I mean, this guy was working. This guy would make, John Madden, early John Madden coaching. he would rival that sort of intensity and focus. He had the work ethic of a young Donald J. Trump. He had the work ethic of a Gary Vaynerchuk, of a startup JLD. I mean, he was just working that thing, But I'm going, hey, we need to scale it. And so we had to create a turnkey marketing system so that the phone rings even if he's not out there doing things. So we built a search. So we did three things. We built a search engine optimization system that's bar none the best in the business. So it's a turnkey system. And how many hours a week do you spend on optimizing your website now?
Zero.
We do it all for them. That's part of the service. Two is we had to create a no-brainer offer, an offer that's so hot that anybody listening, even if you have SPF 5000 sunblock on, it's so hot, you cannot reject the offer. And so the offer for anybody who goes to flowphotos.com, for any realtors out there that use your service, well, how much does it cost for the first service?
$1 for your first photo shoot.
$1. And that deal is so hot. JLD, a lot of times people from your show schedule a 13-point assessment with me. They say, they say to my callers, my call screeners, they say, so what's the catch? I mean, it's a free consultation.
Right.
How does this guy make any money? And Sarah or a member of my team will say, well, we don't make any money unless you're a good fit. And if you are a good fit, our average client sticks around for almost a decade. So it could be an epic waste of your time or a waste of our time, but we don't want to waste your time or our time. Do you actually want to grow your business? And if somebody does, so again, you want to make a no-brainer offer that's hot. And then the third is the branding. I feel like the branding, if you go to flowphotos.com, and one of the clients that he was referencing that we've been able to help grow quite a bit, who's also been on the show, is Randy Antrican. He goes to church with Ryan. His website is pmhokc.com. So anybody out there, you can use your own judgment, but go to pmhokc.com, go to flowphotos.com, and even go to oxyfresh.com, oxifresh.com. Those are just three clients I'm referencing right now. Oxyfresh.com, we've helped them to grow into one of the largest carpet cleaning franchises in America. Then you have pmhokc.com. We've helped him to grow from one location to four. And then you have Flow Photos. And when you have that turnkey marketing system and that great branding and that great no-brainer, your phone just rings all day. And then he could be on great shows like your show, as opposed to having to go out there and, the networking, all the endless networking at real estate events and passing out business cards at Chamber of Commerce networking breakfasts, the whole real estate game.
Yeah, I've done those all.
Oh yeah, we got him out of that networking. We got him into a place where he was building a turnkey business.
And I'm actually on the site right now, and right in the top right-hand corner, schedule your first shoot for $1. Book now. It could not be more irresistible. There's a nice, big red arrow that says, let's basically press play on this video, and then of course it's going to pop up and Ryan's going to give an amazing spiel that I'm sure was helped by Clay, and it's home of Oklahoma's highest rated and most reviewed real estate photography company. And that's what you do, Clay. I've noticed time and time again is that you take any company that's in a specific niche and you immediately get them to the highest rated, most rated, best ranked, because it's such low-hanging fruit, because Fire Nation, your competition's not doing it. And we have so much more to talk about when we get back from thanking our sponsors. The overwhelm that comes with choosing the right software and tools for growing your business is real. With so many options and so little time, how are you supposed to know which platform is best? You've got your email marketing platform, payment systems, content tools, the list goes on. It can sometimes feel like you're spending more time organizing all the moving pieces and places than actually connecting with prospects and customers. And this is where HubSpot steps in. HubSpot is the all-on-one customer platform for growing better. Imagine this. Marketers generate better leads. Sales builds tighter relationships with customers and closes more deals. And service supports your customers at scale with tools like HubSpot's AI chatbot and knowledge base. Plus, with built-in AI to answer common customer questions, brainstorm and write marketing content, easily pull reports, and more, your teams can slash their busy work, meaning your marketers, sales reps, and service teams actually have the time to be, well, marketers, sales reps, and service teams. And when they grow, the sky's the limit for your business too. Grow better, faster with HubSpot's all-in-one intuitive customer platform. Visit HubSpot.com to learn more. Okay, Ryan, you've been patient. I want to get back to you because Clay's coaching business program, it's month to month, meaning you are on a month-to-month plan. You're not locked in for 6 months, not for a year, month-to-month. And it also includes a team of photographers, videographers, web developers, search engine optimizers, workflow mappers, and more. Was that important to you? And if so, why?
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of those things I was trying to do on my own. Clay mentioned earlier, that I was working my tail off, and my wife and I, we both own the business together. We work together in this business, and it seemed like we would spend all day working, doing these things, trying to create a little bit of marketing here and there. Number one, it wasn't super effective because we didn't really know what we were doing. And then number two, it took a lot of our time. So when I found out that all of these things were included in that monthly fee, it was a no-brainer for us.
No flipping brainer. And Clay mentioned this earlier before the break, but at $1,700 per month, Ryan, Clay's program is actually 3 times less than many effective other business coaching programs. But let's be honest, $1,700, I mean, that's not a small dollar amount. That's not something to sniff at. So how would you describe your experience with Clay and his team thus far?
Yeah, it's been incredible, really. So from the get-go, with the list of action items that Clay gave me after doing the assessment, it gave me a goal that I could work toward really every single day, from writing search engine content for the website on the main pages to getting our tracking of our numbers and everything like that together. It made us finally feel like a business, if that makes sense. We were just sort of out taking pictures of houses, and
right.
That's really all we were doing. We didn't see the potential. But with his systems in place, it really started to feel like, hey, this is something that can be very successful if we just put our shoulder to the wheel. And so that's what we did. It's helped in other areas of my life, especially. It's funny whenever you start to tidy up things like your business, how that bleeds over into your personal life. For me personally, I've lost 90 pounds since working with Clay.
90?
So he could be a weight loss coach, right?
Well, you have a lot more time to focus on things that matter.
Yeah, definitely. And, even in our spiritual life, been able to meet goals of reading the Bible every day and things like that are important to us, but things that have been put on the back burner before because we were so stressed out trying to run our business.
That's fantastic stuff. And I mean, Fire Nation, I am actually on video with this whole crew right now. So I can tell you that Clay does not have a gun to Ryan's head right now. This is just Ryan speaking the truth. He's being genuine. He's being honest. I know you guys are listening audio only right now, Fire Nation, but listen, this is real results from real people. You've heard it before. You will hear it again. Clay, you recommend putting on blinders and just focusing on implementation after, and this is a key word, after you find your coach and have a proven plan. Tell us why.
Well, what happens is you can get distracted by things that don't matter. So I'm going to give people an example today, okay? So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you read the reviews about me, I want everyone just to go right now, type in Thrivetime Show, Jenks, that's the city I'm in, Jenks. You can see my Google map. And I have thousands of very, very happy conference attendees. I mean, just thousands. And better yet, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com /EOFire, thrivetimeshow.com /EOFire, you can see literally over 2,000 video testimonials from people that have attended our conferences. And I know that number because we actually number each review we get. So I know we're over 2,000 video reviews. And so what am I doing? What I'm doing is a system that works. However, there is always somebody that's not happy, which is why my program is month to month. So let me just give an example. Recently, we had a conference attendee that came to the conference, and it was raining. Now, Ryan, it rains in Oklahoma. You know this. We have thunder.
Yep.
And this wonderful listener, I'm sure she wasn't your listener, but she's from Southern California, and she's never been to Oklahoma. And in Oklahoma, true story, when it thunders, it's boom. That's why our basketball team is called the Thunder. So this woman is looking at me, JLD. She looks like she's trying to defuse a bomb during the conference. She looks like MacGyver trying to cut the right wire. I mean, this lady looks like she's going to cry. And I pulled her aside because we do a 45 at our workshops. We do a 45-minute intensive training and then a 15-minute break for questions. So I talked to her and she says, I didn't know it was going to rain so much. It's just scary. And I'm like, are you really scared? She goes, it's Tornado Alley. And I'm like, I've lived in Oklahoma for a long time and I've never been abducted by a tornado, nor do I know anybody who has. And I've never seen a tornado hit my town or any town near me. But I mean, she was upset that we didn't warn her about the thunderstorms. And we are in a massive building. You know, it gets loud in here if it rains. Anyway, long story short, we gave her money back, tried to make her happy. But beyond that, I would spend my whole day on that distraction if I wasn't focused on the actions I had to take. So the action I had to take was I had to make sure that all 150 other attendees were happy, were empowered, were educated, were ready to go. There was a good energy there. And people sitting by her were like, what's going on with her? Is she okay? And maybe she had some trauma. I don't know. But the point is, if you're not careful, you spend your whole day focusing on the one person who's upset about the weather and getting distracted from the main thing. Or another example is we have a haircut chain called Elephant in the Room, and we cut hair for men. And there's occasionally a woman that comes in that wants her hair cut. And I'm not going to argue with you if you were a woman and you wanted to get a haircut at a men's place. But you could spend your whole day arguing about that. There's just things we could spend our day arguing on, but we need to focus on gaining ground. And so what I encourage everyone to do today is you want to write down these things called key performance indicators, KPIs. And a key performance indicator is the number that you need to hit on a daily basis. So out there, if you're out there today and you're saying, I want to own my own business, I want to open my own company. If you were to license a flow photography, which is what Ryan's to a point now where his business is so successful, he's licensing other locations. And so if you're out there today and you've got $10,000 or less, that's all he's charging to open up. That includes all the equipment and everything. But if you open your own flow photography, we have a couple in Kansas City opening their own flow. And they said, what do we need to do on a daily basis to be successful? And I told them, you need to get gather objective reviews from actual real estate clients every day. Get one objective review from an actual happy client every day. 2, you need to go talk to a realtor every day, at least 5 realtors a day, and tell them that you would love to do their photo shoot, their first shoot for $1. So what do I have to do? Make the pitch for the $1 first shoot every day to 5 people and gather 1 Google review a day. What else do I do? Well, in the event that you get those 2 things done, 3rd, you want to gather an objective review. So those are proactive activities. You want to gather 1 video review, 1 Google review, and 5 $1 first-time shoots. That's all you have to do as it relates to marketing. That's a key performance indicator. Now, the next thing that you have to do if you open up a flow is you have to do a weekly interview where you interview potential candidates because you need a flow, an influx of new potential talent because you're always training and equipping your new employees. Because Ryan's built a system where you can teach someone who has no knowledge of photography how to be an outstanding member of your team in 15 hours or less. But that doesn't work if you don't have a new pipeline of talent. So again, you define your key performance indicators. And once you have that written down, then you have to decide what you're not going to do. So today I'm just going to pull out my phone and I'm going to show this to Ryan. Ryan, right here, you're looking at my phone. How many missed text messages do I have today on my phone?
4,630.
How many missed calls?
161.
Right. And I don't feel bad about that. Okay. And when you have a podcast, in our case, that's hit #1 on iTunes 5 different times, or 6 different times. And when you have occasionally my shows will go viral just like yours. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. You just can't respond to everybody. And so, my wife can reach me, but that's about it, and my clients. And so again, but if you're not careful about defining what matters, I could spend my whole day today, JLD, and I'm just going to read 2 of them before we go to the next part here. I have a text message from someone right now. I haven't read it. And they said, hey, could we call? I just finished talking to Sarah. A lady from Iowa says, call me when you get a minute. I don't know who this is. A man who defines himself as a chaplain. He says, I loved your recent show. Can we talk? Another guy says, hey, could we call any? I mean, it's endless. And I couldn't do this show if I was looking at my phone all the time. So you've got to say no to this, to the distractions, and say yes to the actions that matter.
Clay, something that I hear you say often is that we must surround ourselves with a competent team if we want to fulfill the dream. Expound upon that.
Well, today, when Ryan was walking into my office, you commented, you say, well, you have a full parking lot today. All my employees are here right now because we work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. up in my office. We have a whole team that helps our clients. And one of our graphic designers, this poor guy, all day today, I keep having him render different versions of a T-shirt I want to sell at one of the upcoming conferences. And I'm on idea right now, JLD, I think 10. And I can't stop until I get goosebumps. I'm not kidding. This is my process. I cannot stop until I get goosebumps. And once I get goosebumps, I go, oh, that's good. And so it's a weird process, but I'm not the one rendering it. So this poor man has spent his entire day doing incredible graphic design pieces that I reject. Not because they're bad designs, but because I don't like the way it looks when it's done, but if you don't have a team to help you, you would spend your whole day. So instead of being on the show with you and adding value to your listeners, I would be spending my day making different edits to a T-shirt. So you've got to surround yourself with a team. And I believe that everybody listening right now today, you need the following 6 skill sets in your life. And some could argue maybe you need 7 or 8, but these are the 6 you need. You got to have a great photographer in your life. If you're out there today and you're running your company, you need a great photography and videography. That's step one. Photography, video, you got to have it. 2, you've got to have someone on your team that can sell something. Somebody on your team has to sell something to somebody. I mean, you can't have a sales-averse culture. 3, someone's got to do accounting. I mean, somebody has to make sure you're complying with the IRS, paying your bills, whatever, staying on top of your taxes. 4, you've got to have a legal mind. You got to have a legal lawyer to help you navigate the tricky waters of entrepreneurship. 5, you've got to have a realtor in your life. A pro tip to make a lot of money is buy real estate from very emotional people that need to sell it now. Buy real estate, unemotionally buy real estate from people that emotionally need to sell it now. Buy a good deal, buy low, sell high. This just in. Have a real estate expert. And then the next is you want to have a mentor in your life. And whether that's our program through our workshops or the one-on-one coaching, which you can find at thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. Whether it's through our mentorship or through a show like yours, JLD, you do become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and you've got to invest your time with people that will lift you up, coach you up, mentor you up. You do not want to be surrounded by people that do not know what they're talking about. And let me give you a stat here. In America today, there's 330 million Americans roughly. There's approximately 28 million people that identify as being self-employed. And according to Inc. magazine, someone should look this up, fact check this, look this up, 96% of businesses fail. So that means that out of 330 million Americans, you have like 1 out of 305 people-ish that will have a successful business. And it's not because there's not opportunity. It's because usually people are spending their time going passionately the wrong direction. So I encourage everybody out there, find a mentor in your life today that knows the way, someone who's paid the cost to be the boss, someone who knows what they're talking about, who can lead you down a proven path.
Ryan, I'm going to have Clay take us home in a second. But before we do, I want you to take a step back here and just share one key takeaway from everything you heard from Clay today, from everything you've learned from Clay over time. What do you think is the most relevant and important takeaway from our conversation, from your learnings from Clay, that you really want to make sure Fire Nation gets?
That's easy. It's the idea of nail it, then scale it. Look, most entrepreneurs, most people that own a business, they don't really have a system. They have a skill, right? They've learned to maybe solve a problem and they get really good at it, like an artist. But once you put together a system where things just become easier, then you can scale it. That just as we've done. You know, we were taking pictures of houses in Oklahoma City and things were going great. Clay helped us put together a system where we were able to then expand to Tulsa, Oklahoma, expand to Des Moines, Iowa. Now we're looking at Kansas City and then South Carolina coming up real soon. We have systems in place now that are scalable to work all across the nation.
Clay, take us home, brother. Ryan just dropped so many value bombs. I want you to share with Fire Nation the key takeaway. And then, of course, how do we connect with you and get that 13-point assessment?
Well, let's say this. If you're out there listening today, I would ask you, what is the point of a business? The point of a business is to create both time and financial freedom so you can do that which you believe God has called you to do. I repeat, the purpose of building a business is so that you can have the time and financial freedom needed to do that which you feel like God has called you to do. And I've never done this on one of your shows before, but I feel called sometimes to write rap songs, JLD, that most people don't listen to. So I spent an entire afternoon pondering what rhymes with oranges. And I'm just going to play for you. This is what you can do if you have the time freedom to do it. Here we go. Get ready.
2,
You're going to love this or hate it.
Boom. You are now entering the dojo of
Get ready
Mojo
for it, JLD. This is going to improve your life.
Thrivetime Show.
Or make it worse.
Time show on the microphone. What is this? Top of the iTunes charts in the category of business. Drilling down on business topics like we are a dentist. Providing you with mentorship like you are an apprentice. And we go so fast that you might get motion sickness. Grab a pen and pad to the lab. Let's get in this. It's time to bear some fruit like some Florida oranges. 3, 2, 1. Here come the business ninjas. Stacking the
Now, if you have all day to do that, JLD, if you have all day the time freedom, you can sit there in your man cave all day and ponder what rhymes with oranges.
Did you say ninjas? Was that the word?
Yeah. On the microphone, what is this? Top of the, so anyway, I think it's really, but other people, they just, because you don't have the time freedom to do that, And my wife is like, what are you doing down there? And I'm trying to figure out what rhymes with oranges. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I just feel called to do it today. And it's interesting. We've had so many clients over the years who are like, that song where you rhymed with oranges really did something to me. And I'm like, well, I thought about it all day. So again, the line is grab a pen and pad, grab a pen and a pad to the lab and get in this. It's time to bear some fruit like some Florida oranges. 3, 2, 1. Here come the business ninjas. So anyway, if you want to just get a bunch of free stuff today and improve your life, one, go to thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. Thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. You can schedule your one-on-one consultation, and I'd love to help you. We also have conferences you can come to. You're going to have a blasty blast. Schedule your 13-point assessment at thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. Second, if you want to open up your own business and license a flow photography, you want to have a turnkey business system that works for you, you can learn more at flowphotos.com. And three, if you want to sign my petition, I'm trying to get JLD to attend a Thrivetime Show workshop. Just email him somehow and say, please attend a Thrivetime Show workshop. And because JLD has standards, he might not make it to a Thrivetime Show workshop. But one of these days, that's my new goal for the year, is to get JLD to a Thrivetime Show business workshop. JLD, thank you so much for putting up with me.
It was amazing. And I will say, if it's a Clay goal, then obviously we all know it's going to happen. So that's just a done reality. Because you, Fire Nation, are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You've been hanging out with CTC, JLD, and R-Dubs today. So keep up the heat. Head over to eofire.com, type Clay in the search bar. The show notes page will pop up with everything we talked about here today. And of course, go to that URL that Clay mentioned multiple times, because your 13-point assessment waits. It's free, and the thing alone will be unbelievably valuable for you. Your head will pop off. Clay, Ryan, thank you for sharing your truth, your knowledge, your value with Fire Nation today. For that, we salute you both, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Boom.
Hey, Fire Nation. Today's Value Bomb content was brought to you by Clay. And Fire Nation, successful entrepreneurs accomplish big goals. That's why I created the Freedom Journal, to guide you in accomplishing your number one goal in 100 days. And we're talking step by step. Visit thefreedomjournal.com, and I'll catch you there, or I'll catch you on the flip side.
Ryan Wells, welcome to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thanks, Clay. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, do you remember how we first met? How did you and I first meet?
Yeah, so I had a friend in Oklahoma City who does outdoor living. So he builds pergolas, outdoor kitchens, a company called PMH OKC, Randy Antrican. He had been telling me about some success that he'd had in his business. In fact, sending me checks from customers that were huge. And I got super curious, what's going on, man? He said, well, I had some help. I have a coach. And so he actually invited me to come to one of your Thrivetime business conferences. And so I did, and I was blown away at everything that I heard, and immediately signed up to have a conversation with you about what coaching might look like. And so it was seeing Randy's success and another one of our insurance friends work with you as well. Yeah.
Now, it's fun about our insurance friend. Is our insurance friend now? He was telling me he's in the top, I believe, 1% of all insurance agents now in the country. And he went from, doing okay to doing great. You went from doing okay to doing great. Randy went from doing okay to doing great. And money's just a magnifier. Money just allows you to have the time freedom and financial freedom to do more of what you want to do anyway. When you and your wife aren't running your flow photography business, what are the kinds of things that you and your wife like to do together?
Yeah, so we are super involved in our local church, and it's really our heartbeat. My wife is, she plays the piano and leads worship at our church. I serve in our kids ministry every week and speak in there and work with kids. And one of the things we really like to do, we'll kind of travel it. I'm sure you've heard, I know he's been at some of the Reawaken American tours, but Sean Foyt, we're big fans of Sean Foyt. And so we've had the chance to travel across the country to attend some of his live events. And so, yeah, just trying to stay real hooked up in the church.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to your YouTube channel for a second, and I'm going to just show people kind of the work that you do, because you guys provide real estate. You provide real photography for real estate. You do videography. You do drone. You provide that content for real estate agents. So if a real estate agent out there, they're listing a house, they're listing a commercial building. They need photos, videos, 3D tours, the whole thing. I'm on the YouTube channel. Is there any particular recent project you want to direct me to, or can I maybe just click on this one here with the pool, the house of the pool? Is that fine?
Yeah, any of them's great.
Okay, I'll click on this one here. And again, this is what you would be creating if you own a flow of photography. This is the work you would be producing. Oh yeah, 2401 West Sierra Springs, Edmond. Okay. Now, folks, real quick, one service that Ryan doesn't currently provide is narration of the home tours, but this is something I'm willing to provide for this one. Here we go.
Do you want to live in this house? Do you want to have that be your lawn? Do you want that little star thing in your? Do you want that horse head? Do you want that horse head? Does that horse head speak to you? Does the call of the wild resonate with you when you see that star? Do you want that bull's head? Do you want that wood floor? Is that what you need? Do you want that deer head? It's all negotiable. If you buy this house, if you buy this beautiful house at 2401 West Sierra Springs in Edmond, do you want that painting of that? You want that picture of that family? No, you can't have that picture because that picture's their family. You got to put your own family. You want that stove? You can get that stove. You want that granite? Oh, there's no Formica there, folks. That's granite. Oh, you want that stove? You want the living room? You want the lights? You want all this? You want to buy this house? You want to live in this house? You want this to be your home? You want that aquarium? You want to feed those fish? You want that painting? You want all of this? Is this what you want? You gotta fill out the form and contact your local agent. They're gonna charge you 6%, and that's fair. Oh, that's very fair. That's a fair number. It's a fair. You'll pay a 6% commission because you've been inspired by these photos to buy the house at 2401 West Sierra Springs. Okay, they don't do narration. they don't do narration with the photo.
I'm gonna have to hire you, Clay.
I don't know if it's a good idea to taunt the prospective buyer. Okay, so then you guys do photos though too, not just. So where can I go to find photos? Where on your website can I see examples?
Yeah, just go to flowphotos.com and click on the gallery.
I got it. Okay, here we go. All right, click it on the gallery. And this is all. So you do real estate photography. You got the photos. It turns out people look at the photos before they buy a house. I don't know if people know this, but it seems kind of obvious to most of our listeners, I would think. But the vast majority of people look for the home they're going to buy looking online. They go online, they look at the photos, then they schedule an appointment with the real estate agent. And the photos, the clarity and the brightness and the imagery of the photos really does determine how many leads a real estate agent gets. And you do commercial photography as well. You got that. You do the drones thing. Are you liking the 3D tours too? Do you like the 3D tours?
Yeah, the 3D tours have become super popular. You know, it's kind of what you see whenever you look at houses online, apartments online, something like that, where you can actually click through and view the property and sort of click and go all around in 360 space. They're super popular, and websites like Zillow.com actually give listings that have 3D tours preferred rank, so they show up on the list higher than listings that don't. So
now I'm walking through this house here. I'm walking through it. I have a little question, and just how come you don't have motivational music with the 3D tour? Like, why don't you? What's that all about? Can you?
Yeah, no. Hopefully that technology is coming soon. Right now, it's not available. But
that's
yeah. Just pull up your Spotify or something.
Let me get the right music for this moment. Let me get the right. I think I got the right music. Let me see. Okay. Oh, this will be the best music. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. I think I've got, no, that's not it. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, here we go. I think I've got it. Yes, here we go.
Reveal your rivals.
Nope, that's a commercial. Folks, you're going to want to buy this house as a result of this tour here. Here we go.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously.
Are you ready to buy this house?
His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sack with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake.
I feel like I need to look around more frantically. I need to
he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Okay, so that would be the theme song. I would go with that one. Okay, so
perfect.
And then if people want to learn how to buy a flow, what are the steps? What's step 1, step 2? Walk us through the steps to owning a flow photography.
Yep. So the first thing would be to go to flowphotos.com and click on open your own flow photography.
Look at it.
Read through the information that's there. We kind of break down the process and the costs. And then at the bottom, there's a form that you can fill out. Just give us your name, email, phone, and in the notes, just say, hey, I'm interested in opening a Flow Photography.
Yep.
What we'll do is we'll give you a call to schedule just really like 15 to 30 minute conversation where we'll break down the numbers, the process. We'll talk about everything that you get as a licensee and the responsibilities that we at Flow Corporate would have as well. And then we'll get a shadow day scheduled. So that would be the next big step. So you'll actually come to Oklahoma City for a half day of shadowing, and you'll go on photo shoots with us. You'll see what it's like to interact with clients, to take pictures of houses, to fly a drone, to do a video, to do a 3D tour. And if it still sounds like something that you're interested in, then the next step is to schedule training. And that's going to be back in Oklahoma City as well. A couple of days of training where you'll have a hands-on experience with the cameras, the drone, all the things. And then we'll kind of go through that process of getting you up and going.
So step 1, fill out the form at flowphotos.com. Step 2, schedule a free consultation. Step 3, schedule Discovery Day in Oklahoma City. Step 4, if it's a good fit, go ahead and sign the agreement and begin training, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then if I own one and on a daily basis, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there's 4 things I need to do on a daily basis. I got to take photos. I got to train people to take photos. If I have employees, I have to teach my whole team how to take photos. So I have to take photos and videos and 3D tours, but I also have to teach people how to do it.
Yep. Then
I need to maintain good relationships with realtors, make sure they're happy. And I need to gather objective reviews from happy customers. I mean, it seems to me like that's what the core business is. And then you edit the photos for me. So if I'm the local guy and I take the photos, I give them to you and then you edit them and doctor them up. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So you don't have to worry about editing at all. You're pretty much just pushing a button. I mean, that's really all you're doing is just hitting a button. If you can hold a camera and you can hit a button, then you're definitely able to do this job and to grow this business. We have an editing team that'll handle all the editing for you. We'll handle the delivery of the photos to the clients, to your realtor clients as well, so that all that's taken care of.
And you're the founder. You're Ryan Wells. That's who they'd be talking to if they fill out the form, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so folks, again, Ryan's been a longtime client. I'm honored to serve him in that capacity. He's a patriot. He loves America. Loves Sean Foyt, praise and worship. He wants to help you. So if you want to own your own business, you want to quit and leave corporate America and do your own thing, this may be a great opportunity for you, or it might not be a good fit. But in order for you to know, you just got to go to flowphotos.com. That's flowphotos.com and click on the button to learn more about here opening your own Flow Photography. It's a big yellow button up here. Click it. We'll schedule a consultation. Next thing you know, you'll be on the phone with Ryan Wells, and we'll see if it's a good fit. Ryan, thank you so much. And I'll have more innovative ideas with the music and the narration next week. I know that so far, 0% of the ideas I've suggested on today's show will be implemented, but I'll come back each week with more and more hot ideas.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Clay.
Take care, brother. Bye.
Bye.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, but I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985. I established my practice here in Tulsa in 1985.
One of the things that I hear in my world a lot as a business consultant from business owners is they will tell me, Clay, I want you to help me, but my industry is different. And so on today's show, I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a pediatric dentist. And I also am going to introduce you to a wonderful client who's a real estate agent. And I'm also going to introduce you to a wonderful client who does mortgages, and a wonderful client who's a family doctor, and a wonderful client who trains dogs, and a wonderful client who runs the UPS stores for all of Canada. Then I'll introduce you to a wonderful client who has a massive real estate empire, real estate franchise empire. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client that sells new homes. Then I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful client who sells insurance, and then a wonderful client who runs a church, and a wonderful client who the wonderful client who sells insurance. I think I mentioned that. A wonderful client that has a research lab. And at the end of the day, you'll discover that if you will follow the proven systems that I will teach you at our in-person workshops or through our one-on-one coaching program, it's like bumper bowling for business. It's like if you're tired of throwing gutter balls and you want to have success, this system will absolutely change your life. It's a step-by-step system. It's a linear workflow. It's going to absolutely change your life. And without any further ado, here is Dr. Morrow sharing about how this system has changed his life and his business's life and the lives of his employees and the growth of his pediatric dentistry. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kola with Kola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us. And it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specifics, the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whoa. During the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, 2024. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop. Yes, folks, put it in your calendar. This December, the month of Christmas, December 5th and 6th, Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma in the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business growth workshop. Whoa. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow is going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Folks, I'm telling you, if you want to learn branding, you want to learn marketing, you want to learn search engine optimization, you want to learn social media marketing, that's what we teach at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. If you want to learn accounting, you want to learn sales systems, you want to learn how to build a linear workflow, you want to learn how to franchise your business, that is what we teach at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to feature Michael Levine, the PR consultant of choice for Nike, for Prince, for Michael Jackson. We've had the top PR consultant in the history of the planet has spoken at the Thrivetime Show workshops. We've had Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, a company that creates apparel worn by celebrities all throughout the world. Jill Donovan, the founder of RusticCuff.com, has spoken at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshops. We have the man who's responsible for turning around Harley Davidson, a man by the name of Ken Schmidt. He has spoken at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops. Folks, I'm telling you, these events are going to teach you what you need to know to start and grow a successful business. And the way we price the events, the way we do these events, is you can pay $250 for a ticket or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, we've designed these events to be affordable for you, and we want to see you live and in person at the 2-day interactive December 5th and 6th Thrivetime Show Business Workshop. Everything that you need to succeed will be taught at the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Workshop, December 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the way we do these events is we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a question and answer session so that wonderful people like you can have your questions answered. Yes, we teach for 30 minutes, and then we open it up for a 15-minute question and answer session. It's interactive. It's 2 days. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've been doing these events since 2005, and I'm telling you, folks, it's going to blow your mind. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop is America's highest rated and most reviewed business workshop. See the thousands of video testimonials from real people just like you who've been able to build multi-million-dollar companies. Watch those testimonials today at thrivetimeshow.com. Simply by clicking on the testimonials button right there at thrivetimeshow.com, you're going to see thousands of people just like you who've been able to go from just surviving to thriving. Whoa. Each and every day, we're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup, but I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And someone says, Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrivetime Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done his show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what you're saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say.
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed to the business owner to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa.